Hello, friends and neighbors. Taking a walk today. We had a beautiful rainstorm, which always makes everything clean and fresh. And my faraway friend, who I've never met in person, Dick Miller, he said, "How would you feel about going by my childhood home on Old Jonesboro?" And I said, "I'd be happy to." I'm starting at Northside Drive and North Avenue right here, and taking a walk. There's 3305, and 3304 at the top of the hill. It's a quiet day in Hapeville today. Everybody's at work, but I work from home, so that's a blessing. Look at that magnolia tree in the front of 3307. You can hear the birds chirping in the background. 3311, built in the 60s, I believe. No, maybe the 50s. Somebody told me, but I forget. I love the mural on the front of, oh no, this is 3311. The butterfly mural on the front of their house is lovely. That must be 3310 then. $33.15. 3316. The house, there is a house over here. I actually love this house, 3320. I just love how it looks, this mid-century modern look on the street and the way it sits on its lot. $33.23. Isn't that a beautiful home? It has a little side entrance there. I would imagine maybe that's a basement apartment. I like that house. 3327 there on the right. Hapeville still doesn't have any sidewalks. There's an ordinance now that if you have a new build, you have to put a sidewalk out in front. So we'll have little pieces of sidewalk around Hapeville now. And in my research, here's 3331. And this big one is 3335 with the pillars on the front. And we're now on the corner of Argo and Northside. So in my research, I found articles from the 30s, maybe it was the 40s, where the city was trying to get sidewalks made, but they were putting the financial burden on the residents, and the residents were not happy about it. Some of them refused to do it. Here's 3339. This is 2132 Argo, right on the corner. Argo's such a beautiful street. Look at that beautiful tree in their front yard, 3343. So the sidewalks were never made. It seems like a similar story that we have at the railroad crossings. For years and years and years, we've been trying to figure out how to make those work, traffic-wise and safety-wise. We've just never been able to quite figure it out. Same with the sidewalks. I don't know what number that is. There's no number on it that I can, oh, there it is. It's 3352. The big, beautiful backyard. I've always loved 3351 because the cemetery is directly behind it. And then there's this really cool back house back there. I don't remember the man's name, but someone told me, it might have been Diane Dimmick. She said that was a gentleman's clubhouse. The gentleman who owned 3351 back in the day built that as a back house, clubhouse, kind of man cavey kind of thing. And it's literally right on the cemetery, which is right there. Another big magnolia tree in front of 3356. Covers the whole front yard, doesn't it? 3355. What a gorgeous day. The sun is not out, but I am not minding it. These big ranch style houses that were built, I think, in the 60s. I know if you were to go down further on Northside and where it goes around the curve, that cut through happened in 1963. 3359, I hear stories of the old gentleman that lived there for decades, and there used to be beautiful big pine trees here and a beautiful lawn that he would take care of, from what I understand. But it got cut out a couple of years ago. Someone was going to build a house there and it didn't happen. But it will. 3376. I've been here 6 years, and for about 5 of them, that house sat here for sale, but somebody got it. All right, we're coming up onto Old Jonesboro Road. We're going to turn left and go down and check out, I think it's 3399 Old Jonesboro Road. It was built in the 50s by Dick Miller's family. They moved over here. They leveled up from their little house on Cofield Street to move over here. It's a nice house. What I like about this area is the creek that runs right through here. Starts all the way up there. As Tom Eads told me, it starts around where McDonald's is, and the hotels, which used to be Green's Nursery, winds its way down, goes behind this house, in between 3397 and then this house, underneath Old Jonesboro Road, and behind Jan Hudson's house, which was her parents' house that was built in the early 50s as well. Jan Hudson would leave and walk to Joe Wells Elementary School. What's interesting over here, beautiful, is this almost 100-year-old culvert here. Look how green everything is. And if you look really closely, you can see here, there's the creek. You all remember this creek? Did you ever play here, Dick Miller? They have a little walkover bridge that goes from this property to that property back there. You can see it. See it? Lovely, absolutely lovely. But if you look down here, you can see that this culvert, it's hard to see, but it says, I don't know, I can't read it because it rained and it's wet, but it says 1929. Something 10th, 1929. March. There it is. M-A-R, March 10th, 1929. So in 5 more years, this is 95 years old. This has been here to guide the river under Old Jonesboro Road. And back here, where I know a lot of Hapeville kids probably spent their time playing. And this creek will go all the way over along behind Woodland Drive and across Forest Hills and then out underneath I-75. And back there is the backyard to Jan Hudson. Perry and Miriam Hudson's house is here. I used to cat sit for her, so I was able to go sit in the backyard and enjoy the creek. Absolutely loved it. Look at this beautiful property. The gentleman that lived here passed away over a year ago, about a year ago, I think. Unfortunately, I've forgotten his name. His daughter told me, but this is 3405 Old Jonesboro Road. And the whole reason for my walk, there's Perry Hudson's house. Isn't this beautiful over here in the Northwoods area? We're at Woodland and Old Jonesboro, and right here is 3399. This was the house that Dick Miller's family built, and they moved over here. I've heard stories that the hills out here were battlefield banks of some sort. I've never really been into Civil War stuff. Don't know if it's true, but it's a nice story that you hear when people talk about this property, that these were like battle embankments. I don't know what they're technically called, but this is where Dick Miller lived, and he asked to see it. Beautiful, beautiful property. The hill of Old Jonesboro Road, where I myself have enjoyed starting up at the top on a bicycle and just careening down the hill. Another favorite property. This was built in 1949, could be 46, but I'm pretty sure this property was built in 1949. Melinda lives there with her family. Look at these tulips. Look at this. Tell me Hapeville's not beautiful in the spring. They've got the raindrops on them. You see the raindrops? Look at that. Thank you to whoever lives here for that beautiful landscape to look at 3401. $33.90 is the one that was built in the 40s. 49. These are interesting. Georgia Power, I guess they put these up to show that they check the polls. Look at that, 1984, 2001, 2010, and 2021. There's 3394. And I've been in this house and visited that lady. I unfortunately don't remember her name. She's at 3400, and what's really great is she has, her backyard is a full empty lot that's not been developed, that goes up to La Vista Circle, I think that is. Meets with La Vista Circle, and it's beautiful back there. I hope she keeps it. Here's another favorite property with a beautiful front yard. Look at these trees. 3407. There's a better view of the house. Kind of looks like a cabin in the woods. And of course, we're coming up the hill, and on the left is, on the corner of La Vista and Old Jonesboro Road, is the Norton's home. Someone told me back in the day a fella lived here that was blind, and that he owned a video game store of some sort over on North Fulton, across from the city hall. Anybody know about that? There's so many details that folks share with me, and I can't possibly remember them all, but they stick in my brain in general. We're coming up on the corner of La Vista Drive. We passed by here the other day when I drove. I mean, I could just walk all day. It's a beautiful, beautiful town. Very peaceful. And that is it, Dick Miller. That is your old street. I hope you enjoyed seeing it. I enjoyed showing it to you. It got me out of the house today. I appreciate you all watching the Hapeville channel and participating. Please continue to send your memories, your pictures. I will continue to archive them as I work on the Hapeville memory book. Create yourselves a great day, everyone. Bye.